All right, Chapter 2, Joint Bulk Petroleum Responsibility. To support Iraqi Freedom Pipeline Gas Journal 2004. The pipeline construction support with the Iraqi Freedom is along with the operation of the IPDS Inland Petroleum Distribution System Tactical Fuel Pipeline Army has ever constructed, along with the move more than fuel than any previous inland petroleum distribution system pipeline. Constructed more than to construct more than 1,320-foot ISO International Organization standardization containers were transported. More than 1,500 soldiers were required to build and operate it. Introduction: Joint Bulk Petroleum Operation enabled the safe and effective operation through the supply chain and process. Efficient bulk petroleum supply of the distribution operation. Increase the velocity with which the warfighter is supported with the properly accounting for reported bulk inventories. Enable the silent senior leader decision during operation support. Agencies you need to ensure the fuel meet with the specification while following strict guidelines to safeguard it against environmental contamination. While the supply chains are not able to meet the requirements supplied with, they need to have robust contracting international agreement to play for the overcome the support gap. The smaller scale of the operation, Army-led surface bulk petroleum support may come in the tactical level of units such as a sustainment brigade rather than a theater sustainment command. The Department of Defense Directive 414025, the Department of Defense Management of the Energy combined with the related services to provide overarching policy requirement responsibility. IAW Department of Defense Directive 5101. Point D, the Department of Defense Executive Agent for Bulk Petroleum. The Defensive Logistics Agency, the Defensive Logistics Agency is the name of the EA, Executive Agent for the Bulk Petroleum, delegated with the execution responsibility of the Defensive Logistics Agency, Energy. Bulk petroleum supply with the distribution operation. The Defense for Logistics and Energy will support with the bulk petroleum supply with the distribution operation, exercise of the management responsibility with the consolidation review, requirements procuring, finding, budgeting storage designated with the distribution bulk petroleum to meet the operational requirements. Defense for Logistics Agency Energy exercise of the responsibility for the ownership of the bulk petroleum and non-tactical bulk storage through sustainment of the restoration, modernization, funding of the bulk of the petroleum storage distribution, the storage sustainment, restoration, modernization facility is the facility of the asset program designed to sustain the restore modernized fuel facility of the warfighter with the corresponding with the Joint Petroleum Office should coordinate with the sustainment, the restoration, modernization action of the military construction and the MILCON, effective in the area with the responsibility of the AOR. Synchronization contingency plan. Many organizations have currently developing computer-based common operational picture for the situation, whereas computer-based common operational pictures can provide effectiveness for the tools of decision-making all levels through the organization. Graphical description, see figure 11.1, 2.1, depict for the operational elements the organization units are required to. This shows bulk petroleum common operational picture information flow of the joint logistic environmental, starting with the big bubble going down. BC Organization Activity Control, the Bulk Petroleum Common Operational Picture, Plan, Configuration Adjustment, Configuration Resources, Improvement, and Implementation of the plan. And then it goes into the center bubble with the Bulk Petroleum and Operational Picture, Information Fusion Process, Activity Process, Information Report, Bulk Petroleum and Operational Picture Information. It goes to designated partners. In a loop, it goes from the non-department of Defense Information Bulk Petroleum and Information Resource Activity, non-Department of Defense Bulk Petroleum Information splits in two in its strategic level of the Bulk Petroleum Information Resources activity collecting strategic bulk petroleum activities. An operational level of the Bulk Petroleum Information Resources activity collected operation bulk petroleum information. Then tactical level of the Bulk Petroleum Information Resources active, the collective tactical bulk petroleum information, non-joint logistic environmental non-bulk petroleum information resources activity, collective joint logistics environment, non-bulk petroleum information. Then you have your non-bulk petroleum information resources activity, collective non-bulk information. Alright, exchange information directly with each other. The other type of the information exchange with the figure also depicts the need of the exchange information operational need to another. However, it does not show the collective connectivity between them. The notional bulk petroleum The notion of bulk petroleum concept, operational picture, information note, the diagram, display for the strategic operation, tactical show for the bulk petroleum, information show for the non-bulk, information for the geographic, the weather, the data, the flow of each type of the information for the bulk petroleum, common operational picture, process center, show for the process for the information made available to specific for the distribution, approve with the stakeholders. The modern world is highly dependently upon the petroleum product with the air forward. Likely, some of the infrastructure would be available for the U.S. forces almost anywhere in the world. However, the entirely likely, depending on the site of the operation, sufficient fuel product with the infrastructure would not exist for the support of the planned operation. Therefore, the tactical system may be required to supplement infrastructure available to the theater. Bulk petroleum may be needed to receive the VIVA, the Joint Logistic Overshore, or JLOTS operations. Such operations for the offshore of the petroleum discharge systems and other bulk liquid transfer system delivery fuel for the tactical storage facility located immediately offshore of the offshore delivery the fuel for the tactical commercial terminal normally operated with a petroleum pipeline terminal operating company with a fuel may then move forward for the use of the truck of the rails to insulate with the pipeline system with a quickly established inland product distribution. If the theater is not effective in the theater of the war, it should have the established operating stock level and pre-position war reserve stock. United States America, the United States Army manages overland petroleum distribution support. Alright, 3. Web-based petroleum contingency report. The Joint Petroleum Office, the direction of the Chairman, Joint Chief of the Staff, is submitted with the 2 key Joint Petroleum Report for the Bulk Petroleum Contingency Report and the Bulk Petroleum Capabilities Report. Information frequency on how to complete these reports is outlined Chairman, Joint Chief of the Staff Manual 3150.14 Joint Reporting Strategic Structure Logistics. The bulk petroleum contingency report provided by the Joint Staff Service of the Defense of Logistics Energy summarized information bulk petroleum inventory during the assessment of the bulk petroleum distribution system and other strategic information pertaining to the bulk petroleum storage posture for the specific base of the proposed location forward operating with the base during contingency of the bulk petroleum contingency report can be submitted with the frequently as a daily. The Joint Petroleum Office and the sub-area of the Petroleum Office for the consolidated information developed in the bulk petroleum contingency report for the submission for the Joint Chief, supporting combat commanders using Joint Chiefs of the Staff web-based Joint Bulk Petroleum Contingency Report application. The bulk petroleum capabilities report via the Joint Staff of the Service of the Defense of the Logistics Agency for the assessment of bulk petroleum support capability contingency requirement in the specific theater. The Joint Petroleum Office sub-area Petroleum Office developed the theater unique version of the bulk petroleum capabilities report and the bulk petroleum contingency report for the respective service that complements supporting the Defense of the Logistics Agency Regional. To officers when reporting the essential theater bulk petroleum information, they also publish for the bulk petroleum contingency capabilities report and the bulk petroleum contingency report reporting instruction per the respective combat commanders' logistics reporting directives. For bulk petroleum quality management, the 2 main functional areas for the quality management, quality assurance, the quality surveillance of the contract provision, detailed requirements for the commercial suppliers, with the Department of Defense Department of Defense 4140.25M, the Defensive Management of the Bulk Petroleum Product Natural Gas, coal acquisition technology, military standard 3004, quality assurance, surveillance, fuel, lubrication related with the product prescribed. Quality management requirement, the quality assurance and quality surveillance performed by the government. Reference for these publication quality assurance cover the life cycle of the quality management requirements. Contract quality assurance focus for the assuring of the product of the service, the complaint with the contract quality surveillance is a follow-on quality assurance once received from the contract. The quality surveillance focus for the assuring of the government-owned product and service being received, stored, and issued by the supply point. Area quality assurance of the system activities for the purpose of it to provide with the producer use of the product, the measurement, the service, the assurance of the meet with the defined standard of the quality, which is the stated level of confidence that include the quality planning and the quality control plan, schematic pattern on all locations necessary to ensure the adequate technical requirements are established for the product quantity, the accountability, the service of the conform these established technical requirements, but the satisfactory performance achieved and include the quality planning during the specification development and review of the quantity support for the contracting acquisition team, quality oversight of the product for the service providers to ensure the compliance with the contract agreement, the quality control operation of the product service incoming of the U.S. government supply chain, and quality measurement of the control activity quality control and contract quality assurance is a method the U.S. government uses to determine the product for the and or service of the supplier of the provide fulfill with the contract obligation include all actions required to ensure the compliance with the contractual terms and conditions. Generically, with the term quality assurance refers to all process procedure encompassing quality planning, development, quality assurance, quality surveillance, and quality control. Quality surveillance is a subset of the quality assurance encompassing with the program of the inspection, sampling, testing, measuring, and the controlling of the documentation established to monitor quality and quantity of the product being received and stored issued for the U.S. government supply chain. Military Standard 3004 Quality Assurance Surveillance of the fuel and lubrication related to products. All providers issues of the bulk petroleum have the vested interest of the quality management must work closely together to provide the capability needed for the planning of the bulk petroleum support to have fully assured account of the operational plans and operational orders, particularly with the activities involving storage and distribution. Where the activities should be designed around all available quality management assets for the contract consumer support, including tactical performance, petroleum laboratories, and kit. The execution bulk petroleum support requires high level of diligence across all operations, including involving captured bulk petroleum stock that can be used within friendly force of the joint operation control and bulk petroleum quality management and joint logistics environmental involved the coordinated with many civil, commercial, military assets and overlapping several lines of the command and authority. Sediment water, the most common type of the contaminants found in storage and distribution and dispensing system of the present can cause serious problems within the fuel system, particularly with the aircraft. The positive action must be taken to prevent elimination of current for the contamination of the bulk. Part of the Defense Logistics Agency with the energy and ensure the components of the plan, ensure the trained bulk petroleum quality personnel and equipment are available to ensure the contingency petroleum stock meets the military requirement of quality assurance, ensure the supplier would have fulfilled with the contract obligation for the government with receiving the proper quantity of the quantity specified with the bulk petroleum bulk contract quality assurance fulfilled with the product that has been accepted by the government become with the government owned petroleum quality surveillance is aggregated with the measures applied with determine with the maintained quality of the government-owned petroleum-related products, such as the products are suitable for the intended use of the quality surveillance of the bulk petroleum begin with during the receiving the operation continue the longer the products are in physical possession of the government and until consumed. 5. Fuel safety. Healthy and safety of the principal concern with the bulk petroleum that has to do with the toxicity, explosiveness, flexibility of the potential to create environmental damage. Flexible prescribed health and safety precautions will be strictly followed for the protection of the personal and equipment of the environment with the fire ahead of the possibles whenever petroleum products are handled due to the leak of the spill, the vapor, the accumulation from proper the grounding of the bonding. Approximately any of the heat sources, such as some of the key chemical properties of the fuel and fuel additives, should be interested for the to users contained in Military Standard 3004 Quality Assurance Surveillance of the fuel lubrication related products. 6. Environmental concerns. All U.S. military activities require to conform the U.S. environmental laws and guidelines set forth in the Department of Defense issuances. Additional, these activities must comply with all applicable state, local laws, rules, or ordinances unless the waiver has been obtained with the appropriate authority. Leak or spills must be avoided to prevent the discharge of petroleum product with the waterway of the underground water table of the Code Federal Regulations Title 40 Part 11 to 12. 11 to 2, 7 with the general requirements of spill prevention control countermeasure plan with the guidance establishing spill prevention control plan for activities facility during the location of the United States found with the applicable to the international agreement that appropriate contrary, and specifically the final governing standards developed the IAW, the Department of Defense Instruction 471505, and the environmental compliance with the installation outside of the United States. In countries where the final governing standards exist, the following are applicable to the international agreement, the Department of Defense 471505G, overseas environmental baseline guideline documents following the host nation environmentals when applicable to the North Atlantic Treaty Organization, environmental standardization and agreements and regulations extend with the required relevant statute status force agreement with the international agreement adherence to the host nation environmental requirements related to the country's respective final governing standards. Where the final governing standards are not in play with apply to the Department of Defense Instruction 471505 and the environmental compliance with the installation outside of the United States. Where the host nation environmental laws do not exist but are not applicable to provide less protection to the human health of the natural environment. 4. Seek legal advice requiring the applicability of host nation environmental law of the U.S. federal standard of the contingency operation. For additional environmental concern with the Department of Defense Instruction 47-1505 and the environmental compliance with the installation outside of the United States, the Defense Logistics Energy Agency, Energy Environmental Guide to Fuel Terminals. Petroleum operation contractual support with the International Logistics Agency acquisition agreements. Defensive Logistics Agency Energy has responsibility for the centralized procurement of the bulk petroleum for the Department of Defense. For the contracting office of the Defensive Logistics Agency Energy, point of the contact for the question concerned with the regarding contract of the board, the administrator of the May, point of the contracting officer of the representative to assist the administrative quality issue for the scope of the limits of the contracting officer representative of the responsibility to file with the appointment of the documents. Department of Defense components submit with a request for the Geographical Combat Commander of the Joint Petroleum Office of validation with obtained with the Defense Logistics Agency Energy Authority local purchase petroleum products except for the annual limits as described in the Department of Defense 414025M, Department of Management of the Bulk Petroleum Products, Natural Gas, Coal Acquisition Technology. The contracting officer of the will respond with the back information required in order to approve of the request. However, in the case of the bulk petroleum request, if they submitted through the surface control point with the validate for the request, then forward the Defense Logistics Agency with energy approval of the Department of Defense component with the not support of the Defense Logistics Agency Energy Contracting Officer shall send all requests through the specifically the Surface Control Point and the Defense Logistics Agency Energy Duty Officer. Into plane contract. The Defense Logistics Energy with the into plane contracts all allow government aircraft of the military, federal, civilian agency to purchase fuel for the refueling for the commercial airport. Substantial discount from posted airport prices for the service with the request for the into plane contracts through the Commander Joint Petroleum Office of Validation. Defense Logistics Agency Energy. However, the service of the use of may use aviation into the plane reimbursement card without requesting Defense Logistics Agency Energy authorization when the commercial airport lacks any Defense Logistics Agency Energy into the plane contracts coverage. Emergency requirements. When requirements are prohibited at the time of the obtainment of the Defense Logistics Agency and contract with the normal procurement of the chain with the use to determine the need for the emergency aid procurement. Emergency procurement should cover only the amount of the calculated sustained immediate operational needs until the normal contracting channels are secured. For work stoppage of the local purchase of the limited with immediately use of the quantity copies of the local purchase procurement documents is made with the Defense Logistics Agency Energy with the notion and local purchase of the Defense Logistics Agency integrated managed item. Initially blank. Chapter 3. Planning for the Joint Bulk Petroleum Operations.